Well, just I mean, obviously half the wide receiver crew is gone.
Right.
Carmona and Craig Scott,
Right.
and you guys got to try to fill in here and step up to the plate. It's a very important position. Kind of talk about the way you guys or Ryan Mitchell are approaching the spring.
Right. I mean, we learned from those guys early on. Brandon Cologne, Tyler Carmona, even further back from my freshman year, Thomas Wilson. They just taught us how to work with the wide receiver position was, and it's not a glamorous position, but we learned how to come into our own. And Ron Mills has been doing a good job. A lot of young guys, O.J. Davis, has been doing a really good job of coming in and learning that position. And it's been on me to teach them how to work and how I learned to work back when I was a freshman.
So obviously, the first thing that Coach Yokitis preaches is you got to be able to block. If you can't block, you cannot play wide receiver in this offense. And I'm sure for most of you guys, that's not something that was such a priority at the high school level. Can you talk about that and learning that aspect?
Right. I mean, it's just like an effort thing. Just wanting to be better than the guy across from you, wanting to dominate that guy. And when I was in high school, it wasn't the big things, catching touchdowns and doing those type of things. But here's such a selfless position because we don't get that. We might get a couple passes a game at most. But just learning that early on, that selflessness and learning that early on was the biggest part for me.
That being said, though, they do need to throw the ball, and when they do, you know, Coach always says you have to be very effective. But if you're only going to throw 8, 9 times a game, you got to complete those passes.
Right.
You know, a couple of years ago, it was Jameer.
Right.
Last year, Tyler kind of stepped into that role. I mean, one of you guys or more is going to have to be a guy that can perform and when they throw the ball.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Coach Joe, we've talked about it early on in the year, and he wants me to be that guy for sure. Just watching them work, Jameer for sure was the sure hands guy. Tyler was always the enforcer type of guy. But then Tyler came to his own the next year being the enforcer and the big catch type of guy. And I just want to take traits from them, what I've learned from them, and kind of come into my own and have my own like persona of what I do for this team and what I bring to the wide receiver core and how I help this team win.
So, like one of the pass-happy schools in the American Athletic Conference, guys could drop a pass here or there, and you know they're going to throw 2 other downs anyway.
Right.
But in this all, like Jameer used to say, you cannot afford to miss the opportunity. They throw it and you drop it. They're going to throw to someone else next time.
Right.
Can you talk about the pressure because of the fact they don't throw often, and when they do, it's got to capitalize?
Yeah, I think the pressure kind of got to me as a younger guy. But now that I'm in this position now, I think that I've just been more confident in myself and my abilities and knowing that I can be that big play type of guy. And when I do have to make those big blocks against those 230-pound linebackers, I can make those too. Just confidence has been a big thing for me coming into this spring and going into the fall as well.
Right. So I mean, last but not least, I mean, obviously guys like me look at the depth chart and go, none of these guys have played.
Right.
Can they be counted on? You know, what do you see in there? Is there a group of receivers here, and there's going to be guys coming in from the prep school that want to take your jobs?
Right.
Do you got what it takes to get the job done?
Oh, definitely. I think that I've been in that position where I come in and I'm hungry for that spot too, and I've learned from you can't just come in and there's people here that have already been working for that.
And they're still hungry too.
Right, exactly. And I mean, this is going to be my first year starting, obviously, and I'm just excited for it. And I definitely think I'm ready for the challenge of leading these younger guys, and also being on the field, being counted on.
Well, all your proven wide receivers are gone. Cologne, Scott, Carmona. None of these guys have really played a meaningful down. What do you? This spring, it's got to be a crucial spring for your group.
It is, and Coach just said it. We're focusing on effort and toughness, and once we get that, we'll move on to the next step.
What do you see in this group? I mean, do you feel there's some talent here?
I think we got enough talent. We're not even close to where we need to be, which is okay. I think we're figuring out how to play, which that's, like I said, that's the first step, and that's where we're at still, step one.
So, the guy I was just talking to, Taylor Jackson, what do you see in him? What are his strengths? What is his weaknesses? What's he need to work on if he's going to be a frontline player for Navy?
Well, until he got hurt, he was doing a good job. Right now, we got to get him back on the field because he hasn't played a ton of football, so all these reps are very valuable for him. But what he's doing right now, he's taking on a great leadership role, something that we expected him to do and thought he would, and he's doing a great job with that. And now it's tough because it's hard to lead when you're injured or not out there in the front, but he's doing a real good job in that aspect.
Has he shown good hands, running good routes? I mean, is he a guy that can get downfield and make plays like a Jameer Tillman?
He's going to have to be. Like I said, he's been out a few practices now. Early on in spring, he's done some good things for us, but we got to get him back out there on the field.
What about the other guy that's atop the depth chart at the moment, Ryan Mitchell? Another guy that came in and had a decent rep coming into the program.
Yep.
And how's he looking?
So he's a true freshman. So he's looking like a true freshman. Some days he'll make some plays and do some good things. Other days you go, oh my goodness. But there's a lot of potential there, and he's working his butt off. So I think he's gonna have a chance.
So the rest of that depth chart was kind of shaky. You moved some guys over from other positions, but it looks as though 86 Davis has stepped up and done some good things. I saw he caught a long touchdown pass yesterday. I think Coach Niemot said he did on Friday as well. Is O.J. Davis a guy who's made a move in the spring?
Yeah, he's by far stepped up. We're still looking for O.J. to be more consistent, but he's definitely made some plays. He's still learning how to play tough, the effort thing, because to me that's still the most important thing. But he for sure has probably done the most of all the young guys.
And what about the guy like Cody Crider? He's got a decent-sized body. Looks like he could fit the role.
Yeah, he's kind of taken on the kind of Carmona role and the Laster role of being the guy that's going to block for us, and he's doing okay. He's got a little ways to go, but I think over time, again, he's another true freshman. So these guys are young, but I think over time he'll be able to do it.
So what about some of the guys that have moved? Let's talk about Yermis. I mean, he's a guy that was an inside linebacker. I'm guessing he's also being groomed to be the Laster Carmona blocking role. How's he adjusting to the new position?
He is. I think he understands the effort toughness part. Again, I keep going back to it. He's got a lot to learn on the football side of things, though, just playing wide receiver since he's never done it. But he's doing some good things. He's doing all right.
And the two kids that were quarterbacks, Parrish and Emmett Davis, are they adjusting?
They're adjusting. It's obviously way different for them. They're used to playing quarterback, and now we're out here and you run about 10 miles at practice. So I think their legs are gassed and they're just learning what to do, but they're doing a good job.
What about the kid that he was recently moved? He was a linebacker. I think he got hurt yesterday, but what are you seeing out of him? Coach Niemot told me that he was like a 40-inch vertical kid.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he had a couple plays where he can run and jump. Now, obviously, his skill set as a wide receiver, I mean, is really, really raw. So it's going to take a while. But I'm excited to have him over. We got to get him back on the field, though. It doesn't do us any good with him hurt right now.
Right. So last but not least, I mean, I think there's some talent at the prep school. I mean, if these guys don't show you something, you're going to give guys coming in a chance to show you something.
Yeah,
right?
When the guys show up, day one, they're going to have a chance to compete, too. We got some good players coming in from the prep school, a couple good direct recruits. They're going to have to come in and prove themselves early.
Okay. All right, thanks.